Welcome to the Peew.
The Peew!
Where Ernie is going to, and I, we're both going to be telling you all about our...
We're talking about Super Freq.
Exploits. Well, and other clubs and...
well, actually, maybe this episode may just focus on... Super Freq. I mean, I think the burning question, for all of you who do not know what Super Freq is, why don't you tell the viewers?
Super Freq is a... it's Freq, actually. Is a new club, hopefully still up and running by the time they see this episode, in Manhattan. We're supposed to be one of the first super clubs the city has seen in a long time. And it's directed by Steve Lewis, who's my person I worked with at Limelight and Marseille and Tuttle and Syria and Arian, Palladium and World.
Legendary nightlife promoter in New York City and designer of club interiors.
Right. While I was away, he did Plaid and Life. And
yes, he also did Good Room in Brooklyn.
And
which surprisingly looks like a jail cell.
That's not a very good room.
No.
But anyway, this is really his thing. And we've worked together for a long time, 30 years. And the thing is that we disagree sometimes, which is a healthy thing, because our crowds complement each other very well. And so, his kind of modelly straight crowd and my kind of freaky, colorful gay crowd, they go very well together. And in fact, the club doesn't work when it's either one or the other crowd. You need both together. And
so it was a magic formula that worked wonders at Red Zone. It worked wonders at the Limelight.
Yes.
It was very successful.
But it works wonders when there's a person at the top who's an arbiter of the two of us, because
which was usually the club owner,
Peter Gation, Rudolph, something like that, Maurice Brahms. So because obviously he's going to be arguing for money for the budget of his crowd, to pay for his promoters and his scene, and I will be arguing for the same money from the same pot to be paying my people. So we kind of bicker back and forth, and it works when there's a neutral arbiter at the top who does what's best for the club.
Well, what's best for himself.
Or for the club.
Yeah.
Both best for the club.
Yeah.
So
what's good for the club is good for the club owner.
Yes. So in this case, though, there was no but one at the top, because it's kind of his thing. So I learned from the very get-go, because we were doing this sort of together, and I learned from
First of all, stop right there. The reason we're going into this is because at the premiere party on Friday, Michael wasn't there, much to everybody's surprise. In fact,
shock and dismay.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say there was shock and dismay, but there were people. Certainly, there was curiosity.
Was it a shit show?
No, I thought it was. I thought it was a very fun party.
I've heard people describe it as a shit show.
I thought it was fun.
Well, yes, okay.
But I wasn't working.
Exactly.
I was just there having fun. I mean, I had a great time. The music was good.
So that's good.
The crowd was awesome.
Good. Patrick.
But you weren't there.
Did you see Patrick?
Which Patrick?
Patrick Ball. Patrick in Brooklyn that you lived with.
But yes, I did. Yes, I did see him.
Yeah. So,
among many other people.
He said the crowd was too gay. But anyway,
it was pretty gay.
Pretty gay. So,
well, what does too gay mean? Like, what's the percentage?
I don't know. I told him that he should like it being so gay, because the fewer straight men there are to compete with all the beautiful women that go to the
right, because
parties.
there were a lot of straight women there.
Yeah. So, and those straight women want as few straight men as possible. They want as many gay men as possible, because they won't
be bothered.
Yeah, they want like 5 straight men, like the club owner and the club owner's best friend, millionaire, so they can like all fight over the women. Anyway, we're getting off track here.
So anyway, he wasn't there.
And also, there's a direct correlation between how beautiful and fabulous the woman is to how many gay men she wants to be at the party. Because Patrick said, well, there were some women there who were saying there aren't enough straight men here. And I said, well, they must have been very fabulous, because they must not be used to being hit on. They want to be hit on some more. So if they're really fabulous and they're going to be hit on all the time, then they want gay men around. So anyway, where were we?
So, he was in charge of the club, so there was no neutral arbiter.
Right, and so I learned very early on, like in the first couple of days, that that the cards were stacked against me, sort of. That in any disagreement we had over where the money was going to be spent, there was no question that Stephen was going to win, because he made the final decision. So, I just knew it wasn't going to work. on the other hand, I had involved Natasha and Jason Chaos and
all these promoters that work at Outrage.
Yes, and all these other people working under them that and Barbie and
they were all there and they looked great.
Well, and Hannah and everybody from Outrage, and I didn't watch, and I knew that they had, the kids today are always saying, oh, I wish I was around 20 years ago, I wish I would have seen it. So I thought this might be a good opportunity to show them what was possible, what is possible now, the closest thing now to what could have been 20 years ago. And so
it was close. I mean, it wasn't like decadent or crazy, but it was definitely, it had some of the elements of what clubbing was like in the early 90s, that's for sure.
So I wanted it to happen for them, really, and so...
It was for the children.
Somebody, please think of the children. So I didn't... When this disagreement happened when the disagreement then happened between Steve and I didn't really pull out all the pull out completely, because I wanted them to be able to experience that anyway. So I just kind of took a step back and just kind of let it happen without me. And then there was a lot of problems because a lot of people that I hired didn't get paid or got paid.
That happens at a lot of clubs.
Well, it doesn't happen at my clubs.
I didn't get paid when I did my party there.
Where?
You're at Outrage. Like, I left and I went back times.
But you left. But you left the party. I can't. That's something different. These people stayed till
all hours of the night.
Well, what all hours?
Like 2, 3 a.m.
That's not all hours.
Yeah.
These people stayed till 7 o'clock. They didn't get paid, and
they were there till 7 a.m.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
was it crowded there at 7?
There were people there. Oh. And then they were told, it's Michael's problem. Go deal with him. And that just seemed kind of using people.
Which brings you to what conclusion?
That I don't know. Do we have to come to a conclusion?
Well, I thought the conclusion was that you're not going to work with him anymore.
Oh yeah. Well, yes, yeah. Well, that's kind of probably a mutual conclusion.
The magic is gone.
The magic is gone. Well, the magic is still there. It's just not within Steve and myself.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Welcome back.
Welcome to Peeew, where Ernie's
So
going to
from
solve the
Freq-
mystery.
From Freq to Holy Mountain.
That is such a lame. Oh.
Where the promoter was there.
What a segue. We're going to have to teach Ernie some segue.
Okay, please try to contain your feelings about other promoters.
And segues. I'm talking about you.
Okay.
You and your
Are you?
segues. Yes.
Are you?
Your segue.
Okay.
From Freq to Holy Mountain. I mean, you couldn't have come up with something better than that.
I went to Ladyfag's Holy Mountain last week, and it was so much fun. There are great looks at that party.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show Michael some of the looks, and we're going to flash them up on the screen so you can see.
Who's that?
This is Trevon Latin.
Mm-hmm.
He went out with me that night. Doesn't he look good?
What does that mean?
It means that he came out with me. He was my date that night.
As opposed to your other 2 dates? Now you have 3 dates?
I have more than 3.
And one thing.
I go out on dates all the time.
Okay.
I'm popular.
And now is he a new character? Is he a?
Yeah, he's been to Outrage. He was a host at the book party.
Oh yes, I remember his name, but I didn't.
Well, I mean, how can you recognize him with a mask on his head? But he looks good, right?
Yeah.
And I liked this young lady.
Yeah. Now go back a picture.
This guy looks like somebody from our scene. Like he's our.
I was just gonna say he looks like.
He looks like someone from either a Suzanne Barsh party.
Yeah.
Or from.
Now the hat that you wore to Freq on Friday. Somebody sent me a Drew actually. Drew King, the photographer. He showed me a really funny who wore it best. And there's a picture of his wife wearing a very similar hat, and then you wearing that hat. And
Well,
you put them right up next to each other, and it looks like the same.
So
hat.
we'll flash a picture of that hat. Basically, that is a Black Baptist church lady hat, because there's this thrift store in Westchester County that I go to where all the Black Baptist ladies give their hats to when they're done wearing them. So then I'll go there and I'll buy them.
Wow.
So I have bought
What did you say when they're done wearing it? They only wear them once?
I guess church is really cutthroat, so you can only wear your hat like a couple of times before all the other church ladies will start saying, "Oh, she's bringing that tire now."
Yeah, she must not love God.
So then they have to donate.
She must love the devil.
So they donated to a religious charity, which is the Salvation Army.
Now who's this? The black
I don't know that person's name, but he looks good, right?
Yeah.
Here's another nice look. She looked cute. This
I
guy.
don't know, the face doesn't match the outfit.
This guy I like because he had this this bad schoolgirl look going on, which I thought was really funny. And I liked her look.
Yeah.
That concludes our show of Holy Mountain. But there's so many parties where people are just turning it out. So for example, at Freq on Friday, there was that huge party and people were totally dressed to the nines. On Sunday, there was a party in Brooklyn where I saw on Drew King's Instagram where people were completely turned out, even more outrageous than at Freq.
And what was
the
Sunday party called?
It was called, I think it was Otterbox. It was the Otterbox party. And then, people were really dressed up at your party on Monday night. So, literally every night of the week, people are turning it out. They're dressing up. They're wearing wild looks. It's great. It's so much fun. I'm loving it.
And the same day I will announce my retiring from the club scene.
You're retiring?
No, not yet.
Some people thought you already had.
I had 20 years ago. All right.
Well, see you next time.
Bye.